In a twist that has sent shockwaves through the NFL, the Green Bay Packers have successfully secured superstar edge rusher Micah Parsons. And the implications of this move could reshape the franchise for years to come. As we dive into the details of this monumental trade, I want to know where you're watching from and what your thoughts are on this development. Let's get into the heart of the matter. For the first time in 4 decades, the Packers are entering the draft without a first-round pick. But don't let that fool you into thinking this is a setback. Last August, the team made a bold move, sending 2 first-round picks and defensive tackle Kenny Clark to acquire Parsons. This strategic use of draft capital is already paying off, and according to Parsons himself, the Packers have already won the draft. I just think that the Packers won the draft already, Parsons stated candidly during the Bleacher Report live coverage. His confidence in the team's decision-making should resonate deeply with fans. Parsons' journey to Green Bay was anything but straightforward. After enduring lengthy and ultimately fruitless negotiations with the Dallas Cowboys for a long-term extension, the prospect of a trade became more appealing. No, then yes. He reflected on whether he expected a trade. Initially skeptical, he shifted his stance as it became clear that the Cowboys weren't keen on giving him the financial commitment he desired. "If you're not going to pay me, you might as well trade me," he candidly admitted, showcasing the business side of the game that often gets overshadowed by on-field performance. Once the trade was set in motion, Parsons had the unique opportunity to approve the deal. What people don't realize is when you're on the last year of your contract, like I was, the Packers wouldn't do the trade unless I agreed to it, he explained. This is a crucial detail that fans should appreciate. The Packers weren't just looking for talent. They wanted a player who was all in. His eventual acceptance of a 4-year, $186 million contract with Green Bay signifies a new chapter not just for him, but for the franchise that has been longing for a dynamic edge presence. Despite a frustrating finish to his first season in Green Bay due to an ACL injury, Parsons' impact has been palpable. The production he delivered in year 1 was impressive, and the organizational fit seems to have been equally strong. The front office has praised not only his skill set, but his attitude and presence in the locker room. This speaks volumes about the culture within the Packers organization and how it can elevate a player's performance and morale. The ramifications of this trade stretch beyond just the immediate impact on the field. With Parsons in the fold, the Packers have effectively won the first round of this year's draft, even without that coveted first-round pick. This decision is sure to influence the team for several seasons ahead, and it's a testament to the strategic vision that the front office has embraced. As we move on to the next news item, it's evident that the Packers are not just building a team, they're crafting a legacy. The trade for Micah Parsons is a pivotal moment that reflects both ambition and foresight. What does this mean for the team's future? Stay tuned as we explore more developments that could further shape the trajectory of the Green Bay Packers. As the NFL draft approaches on Thursday night, excitement is building across the league, but for Green Bay Packers fans, this year brings a unique twist. With the stunning Micah Parsons trade, the Packers find themselves without a first-round pick. But hold on. Is there a chance that General Manager Brian Gutekunst has something up his sleeve? Comment below on where you're watching from and share your thoughts on what the Packers should do next. Now, while it may seem improbable, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility for Gutekunst to pull off a trade that could land them a first-round pick. He mentioned, "The phones won't be as busy, that's for sure, but we're going to kind of keep our ears open." This indicates a willingness to explore options, albeit with some significant hurdles in the way. The first barrier is the substantial jump needed to get from the Packers' first selection at 52nd overall to the 32nd pick, the last of the first round. The second hurdle is the scarcity of draft picks at Gutekunst's disposal to facilitate such a trade. According to the Jimmy Johnson trade value chart, the Seahawks' 32nd pick is valued at 590 points. In contrast, the Packers' 52nd pick is worth 380 points, and their 84th pick comes in at 170 points, totaling just 550 points. Even if Gutekunst throws in a fourth-rounder, they would just barely scrape by with 594 points. From another perspective, considering the Bill Belichick trade model, the Seattle pick at 32 is worth 184 points, and the Packers' second, third, and fourth-round picks collectively match that value. While the math is there, the real question is whether Gutekunst will be willing to make such a move. After all, if he manages to snag that 32nd pick, he wouldn't have another selection until the 153rd spot in the 5th round. Imagine the agony of watching 51 picks go by without the Packers on the clock. It's a tough wait for a general manager who thrives on making impactful decisions. There's also the potential for a player trade, though the recent move involving Dontavian Wicks might have depleted their surplus. What's intriguing, however, is Gutekunst's focus on next year's draft, where he has a wealth of picks to work with, totaling 11. This includes potential second-round picks and several compensatory selections. While future picks generally don't carry the same weight as immediate ones, some analysts believe the 2027 draft could be particularly strong, which might keep their value intact. Gutekunst stated, "We're sitting with 8 picks right now. If the right player were there, that we would be able to go get him." This hints at a strategy that could lead to an exciting trade, especially if he's eyeing a first-round talent. Interestingly, Gutekunst recently utilized one of his 30 visits on Arizona State offensive tackle Max Ihenekor, who is projected to go in the first round. This raises eyebrows about whether he's angling for a player who could drop to the second round. He's also keeping tabs on Arizona receiver Jordan Tyson, a player forecasted to be a first-rounder. This year's draft may prove to be a little bit more fun for Gutekunst, as he navigates the process without the pressure of a first-round pick. Yet, the agony of watching talent slip away is something he knows all too well. "It's always hard watching good players come off the board," he admitted. The anticipation of waiting through the first round could push him to make a move sooner than later. In the end, Gutekunst might find himself enjoying the draft from Lambeau Field, much like fans at home, as they watch the proceedings unfold. With 8 picks in hand, he'll need to leverage the groundwork laid over months of scouting to secure the impact players the Packers desperately need, regardless of the round. "Picking higher is always better as far as finding talent," he noted, but he'd happily take that 32nd pick every year if it meant bringing in high-caliber players. As history shows, talent can be found throughout the draft, and the Packers have to capitalize on that. As we transition into the next segment, the focus on Gutekunst's strategy and the implications of this unique draft situation will undoubtedly shape the future of the team. Let's see what unfolds next. As we dive into the final segment of today's discussion, let's take a moment to reflect on the quarterback development landscape and how the Green Bay Packers have paved the way for teams like the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams have made a critical decision by selecting Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson with the 13th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. This choice opens up a new chapter, and one could argue that they should closely observe the Packers' successful blueprint in grooming their signal callers. Let's be honest here. Green Bay's approach to quarterback development has been nothing short of masterful. Jordan Love, taken at pick number 26 in the 2020 draft, spent 3 seasons learning behind the legendary Aaron Rodgers, just as Rodgers did with Brett Favre before him. This patience has paid off, as Love has stepped into the starting role in 2023, showcasing his growth and potential. Now, with Simpson's selection, the Rams could benefit significantly from a similar strategy, allowing him the time he needs to mature before throwing him into the fray. There's no denying that Simpson, at 6 foot, 1 and 211 pounds, possesses raw talent, but he's still a diamond in the rough. He tied for 12th in the FBS with 28 touchdown passes last season, leading the Crimson Tide to the college football playoff. However, starting just 15 games in college raises some eyebrows. NFL teams typically prefer their quarterbacks to have at least 25 to 30 starts under their belts before transitioning to the professional level. For reference, Love had 32 starts in college, but his completion percentage of 61.2 was less than stellar, which is a crucial factor when evaluating readiness for a day 1 kickoff. Nick Saban, former head coach at Alabama, has openly advised that Simpson would benefit from a year of development before taking the reins. He emphasized the importance of maturity in decision-making, stating that true growth comes from experience and repetition. It's a sentiment that should resonate deeply with any Rams fan watching this unfold. Saban believes Simpson will eventually become a very good player, but it's clear that he needs the right environment to foster that growth, something that the Rams, under Sean McVay, could potentially provide. Speaking of McVay, let's talk about the current quarterback situation in LA. While Matthew Stafford, the 2025 league MVP, is still a force to be reckoned with, he's not getting any younger. At 38, he's in the latter stages of his career, yet he led the league in touchdown passes and passing yards last season. Stafford is hungry for another Super Bowl after a devastating loss in the NFC Championship game, and this drive could serve as a tremendous learning opportunity for a young quarterback like Simpson. However, it's imperative for the Rams to secure a solid backup option, especially if Garoppolo, who's reportedly considering retirement, steps away from the game. The only other active quarterback on the roster, Stetson Bennett, has yet to see any regular season action. Given this precarious backup situation, it would be wise for the Rams to explore free agent options like Teddy Bridgewater, ensuring they aren't forced to rely on an unproven rookie should Stafford go down with an injury. So, as we wrap up this discussion, let's highlight the remarkable success the Packers have had with Love, who has quietly climbed to 6th in the league for touchdown passes since taking over. If the Rams are smart and patient, they might just find themselves with a similar success story in Ty Simpson. It's all about the right development, the right environment, and a little bit of time. Where are you watching from, Packers fans? What do you think about the Rams' decision and the potential parallels to Green Bay's quarterback development strategy? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you want to keep up with the latest on the Packers and the NFL, don't forget to subscribe for more insights and analysis. Let's keep the conversation going.